Tron Davis is back in the news after his big win over Frank Martin, but this time it's not because of how talented he is at fighting. At first, Davis's appearance at a famous hotel seemed normal, but the events that followed were anything but. Davis is said to have recently gotten into a fight with Floyad Mayweather, who used to be Davis's mentor. Floyd Mayweather and Anthony Davis have been in a bitter feud. It seems like the problems began when Davis didn't like the opponents he was facing. According to sources, Davis thought Mayweather wasn't doing enough to get him the tough fights or promote his fights. Davis, who is known for his strong punches and ring skills, probably wanted to prove himself against tougher opponents, but he felt like Mayweather wasn't helping him do that. This anger may have built up over time, causing a rift between the two. What was once a strong partnership is now a tense situation. Mayweather has spoken about this. He said that Davis is impatient and can't wait, which is key to being a top fighter. According to Mayweather, Davis is always looking for new fights because he loves to be in the ring. Mayweather doesn't think this is the best way to go about things, especially for someone like Davis, who is still building his career. Davis is a talented boxer, but not many people are brave enough to fight him. Mayweather thinks it's challenging to find good opponents, which is why Davis needs to be patient. Rushing into fights could be dangerous, and Mayweather doesn't want Davis to get worn out too quickly. Since then, things have only gotten worse between Davis and Mayweather. What started as a disagreement has now turned into pure hatred. Fast forward to today, and reports are coming in that the two were seen in a hotel getting into a heated argument. Some even say it got physical, with both men wanting to settle things right then and there. Now, even before the fight at the hotel, some inside information came out about what really caused the brawl. It turns out that Mayweather had been mocking Davis for a while. He laughed at him for picking opponents who didn't stand much of a chance against him. This really hit a nerve with Davis, who always prides himself on being a strong fighter. A lot of people think Davis tries to avoid the best fighters in his division, even though he took a big risk fighting Ryan Garcia and won in an amazing way. It seems like he's going back to picking easier opponents. Some fans are starting to notice this pattern again, which makes him question his decisions. Just recently, a report came out saying that Davis might fight Limit Roach Jr. next. Roach is a decent boxer, but he's not really someone with a big name or an impressive record. Fans don't think this will be a super exciting match like the one against Garcia. They feel like Davis trained for bigger challenges instead of taking on opponents who don't seem to be at his level. While Davis has proven himself before, choosing someone like Roach might hurt his reputation. People want to see him fight the best of the best, not just boxers who won't push him to his limits. Everyone is waiting to see if this fight actually happens, or if Davis will choose someone with more star power. Mayweather and Davis definitely have a lot of history. Earlier this year, just a few weeks after Davis's fight with Frank Martin, things almost got physical between them. This happened outside of a nightclub in Las Vegas. It was a pretty heated moment, and everyone thought they would end up fighting right there. It's pretty obvious that Davis and Mayweather don't like each other anymore. Fans were hoping that instead of fighting Roach, Davis would face Mayweather in the ring, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. For now, they will have to wait to see if that big fight ever becomes possible. Davis has a different view when it comes to choosing his opponents. He claims it's not really about who he fights. Instead, he focuses on the money he can make from the match. This might sound surprising, but for Davis, it's all about the big paycheck. He believes that anyone who has the courage to step into the ring with him can challenge him no matter who they are. He also thinks that as long as a fighter is willing to trade punches with him, they can fight. It doesn't matter if they are a big name or not. He seems to be taking a page from his former mentor Mayweather, who is well known for being very smart about making money in boxing. Now, it's not about who I'm fighting, it's all about the money. Anyone can step up and challenge me as long as they got the guts to trade blows with me in the ring. For me, what matters most is the compensation I'm getting from the fight. At the end of the day, it's business. Davis has not held back when it comes to taking jabs at Mayweather. He often jokes about how Mayweather likes to brag about being undefeated throughout his boxing career. To Davis, that undefeated record doesn't really mean much. He argues that Mayweather chose to retire early on purpose because by doing so he avoided facing tougher opponents who might have been able to beat him. Mayweather loves to flaunt the fact that he's undefeated, but that record doesn't mean anything to me. He made sure to retire early so he wouldn't have to face a worthy opponent who could beat him. It's easy to stay undefeated when you step away before the real challenges come knocking. Now, it seems that Mayweather is completely unfazed by Davis's comments. Why is it that instead of responding directly, he has chosen to fly and laud his impressive new possessions, including a powerful 700 horsepower Mercedes and a hefty stack of cash? The new addition to his luxury collection is the stunning Mercedes Jeep R700 Tiffany Music music addition to be it must be thrilling and perhaps a little intimidating to hear its 8-cylinder engine roaring to life. This beast can get an astounding 571 horsepower and 960 newtons of torque, allowing this massive vehicle, which weighs over 2 tons, to reach a top speed of 240 km. Not only that, but it can go from 0 to 100 km in just 4.9 seconds, showcasing the incredible strength that Mayweather has at his fingertips. Mayweather is all about showmanship, even to the point of exhibitionism. Recently, he took to his social media to share images of his car's interiors, showcasing a massive stack of $100 bills to satisfy the curiosity of his fans. We looked into the measurements and thickness of the bills, and it turns out that a stack of 100 new bills has an approximate thickness of 1 centimeter. This means that $10,000 can fit into just 1 centimeter. Mayweather is really bothered by what Davis is saying about him. It doesn't seem that way at all on the outside. He appears unfazed, flaunting his luxurious lifestyle in new cars. However, that could just be the surface beneath that confident exterior. There might be some feelings he hasn't shared. After all, everyone has their moments of vulnerability, even champions like Mayweather. So what about you? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments below.